Welcome to the How Did We Get Here podcast, the show that allows inspiring women from all walks of life a place to tell their story. Follow along every fortnight as we chat about each woman's challenges, life lessons, and words of wisdom that they have picked up along the way. Everything that has led them to being right here and right now. I'm your host, Jess, and from wherever you are in the world, I hope the story you hear today makes you smile, laugh, and maybe even cry a little. I hope it inspires you and fills your cup up just a little bit more, because in this day and age, inspiration and stories are always worth sharing. So grab a coffee or a tea and settle in for today's episode. And welcome back to the How Did We Get Here podcast. I am recording this episode live from Canggu in Bali. Thank you all for joining us today for our 6th episode, I think it is. And I would very much love to welcome my wonderful, beautiful, hilarious, and amazing friend, Georgia.
Hello, everyone. How are we? So glad to be here in paradise.
So we knew that we were going to be in Canggu at the same time, and I had messaged Georgia asking if she would be a guest on the podcast a few weeks ago, and we were trying to coordinate it, but we thought, I have my microphone here, I have my laptop here, so we're going to record it in person.
So exciting. Oh my God, I actually don't think I've been on a podcast before.
There you go.
I haven't. I know I haven't. This is my first podcast. Yeah, forgive me if we yap for 10 hours. Just drive to like Sydney or something, Melbourne, and you'll be done.
You'll be sweet. You'll have all of your content to get you through.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad to be your first. What an honor.
Love that.
I love that. Okay, well, I love to start each of my episodes with a question that I put to each of my guests. So, Georgia, how would you summarize yourself without telling people what you do for work?
Okay, I love this one. Not great on an elevator pitch. I would say, I'd say I'm chaos, but I just think I'm me and authentically chaotic and real, and I wear my heart on my sleeve, and what you see is what you get. And I think that I tried to fight that for so long, but only recently I've just kind of gone, you know what, like unapologetically, this is me. And I think that all flaws and all, like I want to say chaos, but I think in a good way. So I know that that's kind of contradictory, but yeah, just like relatable, chaotic best.
Yeah. Ultimate hype woman.
Yeah.
The girl that brings the vibes everywhere she goes.
Thank you. Ultimate.
Literally. Yeah. So, okay, so if you were to introduce yourself though, let's think about some descriptive words. How would you describe yourself to someone that you've never met before without saying what you do for work?
Loud, vivacious, charismatic, try to be funny. Most of the time am, but sometimes it comes across a bit. I don't have a filter. I don't think. I'm working on it.
Nah, fuck it. We don't need filters.
And I think just like I don't know how to.
That's pretty much it though. That's it. And you don't need to think too much about it. Like I think that's the whole point of the question. But in this day and age, it's so crazy because when we do meet people for the first time, the first thing you tell them is what you do for work. Or the first question you ask someone is, what do you do for work? Like, that's exactly right. So my goal with asking this question to each of my guests is to get them to think about themselves as a whole person outside of your career, outside of your employment, outside of, everything that quote unquote people know you for, if that makes sense. So yeah, I know it's hard. It is hard to sort of summarize yourself.
Yeah. It's my first.
Honestly, it's all of our first times living, and we're doing our best.
Yeah. How would you summarize it? Similarly?
Yes, similarly. But like I said, the one that brings the vibes, the ultimate hype girl, and the most down-to-earth, authentic queen ever. Goodness. Vibes are immaculate.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tobias.
Sorry. Too.
Okay, well, so we've only really known each other for, let's say, what, 2 years now? Give or take?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Even less.
Through even less? Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so last year, yeah. So our paths crossed in the competing world, so with IFBB and your photo shoot with M in Melbourne, which was immaculate. Fucking just that photo shoot. I might like try and pop a little photo here from that photo shoot. My God, it was vibes. Like queen shit.
Actually changed my life though. Like the both of you, I've never felt like, not sidetrack here, but I've never felt so connected to myself, but then also like connected to other women, like and empowered through art.
Yes.
I did in there.
Yeah.
It was like game-changing.
And I think that's definitely, shout out to like that is what she creates with her photography. You know, she is so incredibly talented in what she does, and the way that she encapsulates beauty and strength and femininity through her photography. She brings that to every single shoot that she does. And like, I've been so fortunate and so honored to be a part of so many of her photo shoots, either helping or just in her presence, you know, things like that. And she does that for every single one of her clients. Like, it's amazing.
Even you two, like I've realized like the power of empowering other people, even if like, you know, you were competing too at the time. And I remember you eating a meal from a container and like you were probably really fucking depleted. They're bringing the energy, and I was like, you know what, that's so appreciated, and like to leave on someone else. And I tried to like, yeah, I feel like I've carried that through now. Yeah, it was very pivotal for me. I know it sounds like coincidental, but it really was. Yeah.
That's amazing. I feel so honored. Well, let's sort of take us back, take our audience back to your childhood, to your origin story, to how you got here right now. So the pivotal moments in your life that have sort of shaped your values, shaped your experience of who you are as a person, because that in its essence is such an important thing to share, I think. And, you know, what I want most of my listeners to try and get out of each of my episodes is lessons and insights that they can learn from other incredibly inspiring women. And you are someone who inspires me. So take us back to young Georgia.
Okay, so I'm going to just try and condense this for the sake of us not yapping for 10 hours. But yeah, the first thing that came to mind was like I had a very, very lucky to have a very stable and loving household in my childhood with my parents and my siblings and things like that. So that like really created a good foundation for me to express myself and like find out who I was in like a safe place and, you know, roof over my head. Very grateful for that. And yeah, I went to a private school, so private girls' school in Melbourne. And I found through that experience, like just maybe it was me and the way that I am and the way that I learn and things like that. But I went to a very academically driven school. So I think from an early age, I was kind of forced down this very academic path that was very, you know, one dimensional. This is right, this is wrong, you know, correct, incorrect, pass, fail, that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
And I came into it very, you know, I didn't want to follow those rules. She like, and some of my siblings, you know, like we're all very much like class clowns and comedic, and we want to make people laugh. And like my dad's always been like that too. So I kind of brought this energy in that wasn't correct. Yeah, quote unquote. But to me, it was who I was. And I got told from a very young age, you know, you need to be smaller. You need to be,
Fuck that. No.
right? You need to be quieter. You are too loud. You're distracting. You are not listening. Maybe, you know, you're failing the class because, not because, you know, you don't learn in this particular way, you know, as say maths, for example, like you don't learn as this is algebra, this is correct, this is incorrect. Like I'm a very visual person. I like to, you know, have a different way of learning, which I only picked up later in my life, but I just didn't fit with that mold. And so the way that I would deal with that is, you know, by trying to make people laugh and trying to bring up the energy in the room because I didn't want to learn in this one way that I was taught. So I was always told at school that that was wrong. And, that ended up in me getting things like a behavior card and getting detention and getting my parents called into school and all.
Oh my God.
Because I didn't fit that mold. And so I've carried that throughout my life as well in terms of later on going, maybe I'm not good enough to belong in certain places, or unless it's getting deep.
No, but that's...
Yeah. So I didn't really know I knew who I was, but I was always told that I shouldn't be that.
Yeah.
From a young age, I think. And it only kind of took until maybe 2020, I guess, when so I was in a relationship through school with a guy that I met through school. And we were together from, year 12 up until 4 years later. And I think in that time, like, that was amazing for me, but I knew that I still hadn't figured out who I was without being told who I was. And I got to a stage where I was like, this is amazing. I love you. I love this, but I need to find out who I am alone. I've always been told through school who I need to be correct or successful
in this box of, everyone telling you who you are.
Yeah.
Or who you should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I dated him, and that was great for me. That was like really safe, and I started to get more confident. But then social media kind of came around, and that told me who I needed to be. And then that kind of turned into like, a bit of an eating disorder or disordered eating habits, because I felt I needed to be smaller, I needed to be skinnier to fit in,
to be validated, to feel important, and to be viewed as someone special and amazing because you're thinner, because that's the way that our society is being conditioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, and I always struggled with my weight through school, like just feeling different to other people and looking different. So I kind of thought, if I can't control my personality, maybe I can control how I look. And I can eat less and I can move more. And then all of a sudden I got really validated by other people for being skinnier, being smaller, for having, really disordered eating, like eating, 1,200 calories and just going to the gym and like being a cardio bunny. I was, and everyone thought, oh God, you look amazing. So then I'm kind of getting all this validation. And it was this pivotal moment where I went, you know what? I just have never told myself who I am and let myself accept it. And so then I said to my partner at the time, I said, look, this is fantastic, but I need to figure out who I am on my own. Which was really heartbreaking, very hard to do. And so then, lockdown happened shortly after that. And I was forced to figure that out. I was forced to be alone, forced to, be quiet in the mind and sit with myself and actually figure out, like, what do I like outside of what I'm being told to either do with my career or do with how I look or any of that. I was thinking, I need to figure out who I am, what drives me and what's going to motivate me intrinsically. Everything else was external.
Yeah.
2020 came around and I randomly saw pictures of Lauren Simpson, competing as everyone did at the time. Like Melissa Carver, who, shout out, I love her. I saw her at Doherty's and man, like, these people, like, they've got it figured out. I think they know who they are. And they're really empowering, like self-empowered. And I thought, I had a bit of a Delulu moment, as we all do. Like Lauren Simpson. I can do programs for 12 weeks and look like Lauren Simpson. How hard can it be? My God. So, 2020 came around in lockdown every day. I got a coach as well. And I was working out in my backyard, like, 5 a.m, pitch black, just, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. I didn't understand how, like, the trajectory of where that was going to take me. I just knew, like, I had to do something for myself. It had been so long
since you gave something back to yourself.
I never felt validated personally within myself to to do something for me that wasn't for other people, that wasn't for school, that wasn't for my parents, that wasn't for my boyfriend. Like, I was like, you know what? This is for me. I think this time it has been like allotted to me almost.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's your time now.
Yeah.
To give that back to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then after lockdown had lifted and you had started, who was were you with Scott straight away?
No, I was with Troy Thornton at the time.
Yep.
So I tried to do a bit of a mock prep.
Yep.
But I just don't think my health was in a good spot at that time.
And
like coming in and out of lockdown, honestly, mentally, it was way too taxing to jump into a prep.
Yeah.
So I'm super, super glad that I took the time away. And then I reached out to Scott the back end of 2020. How long have I been with him now? I think 2022. We had a year of growing together. Yeah, then I did my first prep, and then I met you, and then all the dominoes. Yeah, and doing that prep was like the toughest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No.
Yeah.
And that brought out a lot of, I don't know about you with your first competition. I remember seeing you in like a green bikini with Jess, and I was like, fuck, she's.
That was a while ago, actually. That was probably my first IFBB show. Yeah. Yep.
So the growth that you've had, I think I need to give myself more grace, because the growth that you've had between then and now.
Absolutely.
Wild.
So wild. And like I've been competing for almost 10 years now. So like I started off with A and B. So like the natural federations, I was competing there for years. And like the way that I look now when I'm on stage compared to when I first started competing, like chalk and cheese. It's so, so different. Like I'll go down a little bit of a rabbit hole on my stories in a couple of weeks, and I'll post some of my before and afters. And so it's definitely, you grow, not just physically, but mentally a lot more the more preps that you do. You understand a lot more about your body. You understand more about what works, what doesn't work, how you respond to certain stimulus. And it's just a process. Like it's the long game. Like if you love the sport and you're passionate about the sport, you are in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
So
it's the most rewarding anyway.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that doing that prep was like super pivotal for me, because it's so interesting looking back. Like, I think even on the day, I remember, like, same with states and nationals, he was like, I'm not meant to be here, you know?
Really?
Yeah, like, I was just like, I don't feel like I've done the prep. It's the best thing I've ever done. And for me, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Personally, for me, like, as a goal, like, it was crazy. And I had to really push for the condition that I had. So, like, the world's biggest accomplishment in my mind, even just getting there. But for me, it was just I had still had to prove to myself, you belong here. Like, you really do. Even if it's your first time, it's just as valid as someone that's had 10 years in the game for you to step on that stage too.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So that was very, I had to do that. I had to go through that to realize, like, yeah, you do belong in bodybuilding. You might have felt you belonged at the places in your life. But, you know, if you want to give this a go, and you love it, it's the same as everyone else.
Yeah. And I think as well, if you believe that you belong up there, no one else is to say boo if you don't. Because one, fuck everybody else. And two, it's about your willingness to put in the work. If you know that you have done everything that you needed to do to get to that point, to trust your coach, to trust the process, you put in all the hours of work, the blood, the sweat and tears, you have every right to be on that stage and to represent the sport of bodybuilding just as much as someone who's been doing it for 10 years. Like, it does not matter.
No.
And I'm so proud of you for coming to that realization.
Thank you.
So very proud.
It was tough. And you could tell on the day, like, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
So nervous. I was. And, like, I needed to do that, though. And I needed to do nationals, and I needed to not place where I wanted and all that, to then turn around and go, you know what? That was to show yourself that you can do it. And the next one is to show people, like, I'm here. Like, I'm actually, before it was just like, I'm here, I did it. Like,
yeah.
So, and now the next one, I know in my heart and my soul, it's like, no, like,
this is it.
Like, good fucking luck ignoring me. That's what.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it's. I think you have to go through that. You probably the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it's all a process, and I think all of these realizations have brought me to here,
Mm-hmm.
which is where I am finishing my PT qualification.
Tell us a little bit more.
Yes, and my nutritionist qualification as well to become a nutritionist with the Women's Fitness Academy to help other women feel the same and find their passion in something outside of, something that's for themselves and that's empowering to them. And whether it's competing, just to feel confident in your own skin and to be like, hey, I'm here and I'm worthy and this is who I am. And, I can live strong and I can be, feminine and do masculine, quote unquote, things. And, like, same thing, like, you just can't ignore me now. It's that sense of empowerment of, like, I belong in this world and I can make a change for myself that's going to help me. It's going to help family and my future and my self-esteem and everything. Like, you're probably the same. Like, it bleeds into every aspect of your life.
Agreed.
So I feel like I want to give that to other people because that's like made me completely different person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, leading on from that, what do you think your purpose in life is?
I don't know. I think
Even if your answer has changed over time.
Yeah.
So if you want to sort of prelude it by telling us maybe what you at one point thought your purpose in life was, and maybe compare that to what you believe your purpose in life is now, because I think the most beautiful thing about life is the fact that we change, we evolve, we continue to change and evolve, and we do not ever need to stay stagnant in our purpose, in our value, in our understanding of our place in the world and what we bring to it. So I think there is something beautiful about your purpose changing, because mine definitely has. Like, mine definitely has over time. Yeah. Please share that with us.
Okay. Sorry, you're going to laugh at this.
No.
When I was in year 4 or year 5, I was like, you know what? It's going to be fine because when I'm 18, I'm going to be like Beyonce. Like, that's what I had in my head. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to Hannah Montana. I'm going to be Beyonce. It's fine. It's all going to work out because you're going to leave school and you're going to be famous. And that's just what you're born to do, bro. What the fuck? It's Gemini and me, like, the audacity.
Sis. Yeah.
I'm such a fierce. Like, I saw her do single ladies.
Yeah, that's it. That's me. Done. That's my purpose. Yeah. Yeah.
Completely different. My purpose now is to give love to people and make an impact on someone in some way, some shape, some form. Like, when you're not around them, when you're not with them, it's to be like, hey, like, I wasn't feeling confident in my body today, but Georgia gassed me up when I was the other day at the pool, and now I feel better in myself, and I'm going to go and do it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the exact same what happened with you and I at the photo shoot. Like, that's what I want to leave with someone. Just a little, even if it's just a little imprint, something that they can go back to and believe in themselves, believe in anything.
Yeah.
It's literally just.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like you are definitely on the path of doing that for people, because you're already paving the way for your authentic self. Like, in the last year that I've seen, not just through social media, but yes, through social media, because it is our own sort of journal in a way, right? And it's such a great tool, but I have just seen such a beautiful transformation in a way of you coming into yourself and reclaiming sort of your power as a person. And I think that is such a beautiful thing to leave with people and to have that as your purpose.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you. It's like, honestly, the social media piece has been the most terrifying but the most rewarding thing, because even now I struggle with, hey, like, such and such looks better than me, airbrush, their glutes are bigger, their face is nice, whatever it is, they've got more followers than me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone has those thoughts.
Definitely. Yeah.
And you know what? I just think to myself, what would I want to see on social media? And then that's kind of been my North Star. So, like, you know, what would I actually want to see from someone who, yeah, like could help me get the body of my dreams, or has a great physique, has done something amazing with their, you know, fitness, whatever, anything like that. But it's more just like, you know, that's real. I want something real because I was looking for that for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it becomes very easy to sort of fall into the trap of easy cookie cutter, sell your soul as a coach
Yeah.
in the industry.
Yeah.
So it is a breath of fresh air when you see coaches and you see people in the fitness space embracing their individuality, embracing their authenticity, embracing the fact that we are learning. Like, I've been doing this now for 2 years? I've been running my business for 2 years. And even now, like, I get terrified posting on social media sometimes. Like, 100%. And I'm like, fuck, what if I'm wrong? What if someone calls me out for being wrong?
Yep.
But it's also like, that's okay. Because I'm allowed to learn and I'm allowed to continue to learn.
So, like brave as well, just to actually put an opinion on
Agreed.
something that's ever changing, you know, can be, someone can have a different opinion.
Yeah.
For you to stand up and with chest say something is terrifying.
Say it with your chest, literally.
Yeah.
In the pool. All right. Yeah. Okay. Going off from that. So we said more about your purpose and how your purpose in life has evolved, obviously from Beyonce to Hype Queen. Well, Hype Queen. Okay. So if you were to list some of your favorite things in life that bring you joy,
Yeah.
what would they be? What brings Georgia joy?
The gym.
Duh. Given.
Shut up. Definitely that. Freedom with my time has been a new one.
That is a good one.
Been a real
Mm.
recently. Like, I used to work in corporate in marketing, and now I'm working for myself, and that shift has been terrifying. But also, that to me is like, that's what success is to me. I used to think it was being Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce.
And now it's like, no, I can just wake up and go, you know, today this is what I'm doing with my time, and I'm helping other people, but also I'm helping myself, helping my soul, or this is how I want to operate day to day. I don't like sitting at a desk for 8 hours.
No way.
Fluorescent lighting, like, it's just not, I'm just a creative person. It's just not who I am. And now I've really lent into that. It's felt very daunting. In the last year, I've just gone, you know what? I've got nothing to lose, because that's what I want, irrespective. Like, it's just what I want. If it's hard, so be it. It's the hard that I want.
What would your piece of advice, though, going off that, what would your piece of advice be to someone who might be in the same position you were, let's say, 6 months ago?
Lean into it. It's terrifying and it's going to feel uncomfortable, but like I said, it's kind of the discomfort that you want. Try and build up around yourself as many, you know, things as you can, whether it's like a bit of financial backing or whatever, and have a good support system around you changes everything. Like, my support system is rock solid, and they back me when I don't back me.
Yep.
So that having that, like, a reinforcement, because you're doing something, you're jumping off the cliff.
100%.
So
yeah,
but just that brings me joy, honestly. Like, having independence in that way brings me joy, and just creating like conversations like this. I think things that are below surface level,
yes,
I just really like feel
yeah, sets my soul on fire. Fulfilled.
Yeah. So this too, and whether it's through like different mediums, like, I don't know, eating together, or training together, or talking, or anything, like even just hyping my friends up on Instagram, like just ways that I can have a connection with people brings me joy.
What about other little things in life, like the little things that bring you joy?
Oh,
like a good cappuccino.
yeah. Someone said help. A cookie.
Oh,
Scott's over. I'm so sorry.
What's your favorite cookie flavor?
Cookies and barley. Like a good chunky chocolate chip. I like with a melting
Yum.
and ice cream.
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies. Yeah.
Yum.
What's yours?
Don't judge me.
No, I'm not. Don't say mint. Bitch, fuck off.
I love choc mint. It's my favorite. I will die on this hill.
Cool.
I will die on this fucking hill.
Oh,
I love it.
didn't expect.
Yeah. The connoisseur mint chocolate ice cream. Shut the gates. Shut the gates.
Either to cookies and cream connoisseur.
Connoisseur.
Yeah. What you want so?
Damn. That shit's expensive.
Ginger cream.
Connoisseur on a budget.
Yes. Or like a boysenberry cheesecake. I don't know if you.
Yum. Yeah.
Place in Melbourne, Luther's Scoops.
Oh, I haven't been. I think you sent it to me once when I was going to Melbourne. Yeah. You're like, bitch, look at this.
I don't die with Luther's, please God.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
yeah.
Yum.
They're like anything. Yeah, it's got chunks. The mint.
I love choc mint. I love it. Or anything with coconut. Rough fucking coconut.
Do you like cherry?
Yeah.
Yes, you read it.
I do love a cherry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what's the top of your list? Chocolate.
Choc mint.
Yeah.
Anything choc mint.
But what's the top of your?
Okay, this one's going to be probably a little bit controversial as well, but the Darryl Lee white chocolate with like the red raspberry, either the bullets or the bar, the block. I love it. I love it. I know.
Mine's gonna be like Whitaker's coconut.
Yes, that's a close second for me. Yes.
Yeah, or like a marvelous creation.
Yum. Yeah.
Don't know what.
Oofed. It's just the chunks. Like I love a little bit of crunch in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's gonna have something, a texture.
A crunch.
Anyway, it brings me joy.
That's so good.
Simple things. Maybe a party pie every so often.
Yeah. A party pie. I wouldn't like. Oh, you know what though? I'm a sucker for a good juicy pizza.
Yeah.
I love a pizza.
Okay, I fold it right, and I get told off. But like, you get it all
No. Like, as in you fold your piece of pizza in half.
this, yeah, like in a triangle, and then you fold it in on itself, not over, like vertically.
I mean, I can see it. I understand the concept behind it because, like,
We can stuff it in, which is probably also an issue. Yeah.
okay, yeah, fair. Okay, I can see that. But yeah, no, look, I'm not here to judge. You do you, babes. Yeah.
That's all right. We can, no, I can let it go. You
Done. I'll let it go. Okay, so is this your first time traveling to Bali?
Yes.
Okay, so how have you found it so far?
Oh, it's full on.
Yeah.
It's good,
Mm.
but I'm very like, I don't know. I get overwhelmed easily.
Okay.
So when there's like construction going on at 11 o'clock at night, and then my bike's like going up on the footpath to like, go around the sinkhole, and you know, like you're a bit close to a massive van driving past. I'm warming to it a lot more now. It is beautiful, and the villas are stunning, and the people are so lovely.
They're so beautiful here, aren't they?
They are.
Like so welcoming, so accommodating, so warm and loving. And yeah, I think when I'm here, because I was here last year, and I knew that I wanted to come back specifically to Canggu. For me, their way of life and how they are so happy with so little, it just makes you reevaluate how grateful we are to live where we live and to be able to have the freedom of the things that we have. And it just, like, I'm so thankful every time that I do come home from being overseas in a country like this. Like, I'm forever grateful, and I don't ever want to take anything for granted, because these people literally would make, I don't know, I think it's anywhere between like $5 a day or something like that. And they are so happy. Like, they are so happy.
I know, and I don't. Maybe it is the whole thing of like less is more in terms of, you know, that's what they get. And I spoke to a taxi driver actually, and he said to us, I said, oh, you should come to Melbourne and like we'll drive you around. He was our taxi driver, and he said, no, it's really expensive, and if I ever had money, like I would give it straight away to my family.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy. Like that you would just stay here the rest of your life and not explore the world or whatever. And all you want is for your family to be happy. Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't care about any of his own, I don't know, interests. He's just, that's,
There to work and provide for his family.
yeah, you work the hardest.
Yeah.
Give to them. Like, that to me was crazy. I was like, you know what, that sums it up so well, like how the people are. They're just all
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It is.
Makes us appreciate everything, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of appreciation, hang on, my hair is like stuck to my back because it's so hot here, so humid. We went and trained today at Bull Gym, and it was probably a humidity percentage of like 90, I'm going to say.
Out of control.
It was ridiculous.
In the shower.
Yeah. Like throw a bucket of water on me mid-set. That's how hot it was. Yeah, literally. Okay, so during those years at school, did you sort of have a close friendship group? Were you close with your siblings in terms of having support to get you through some of those difficult times? And one question that I really like to ask my guests is, what would be one piece of advice that Georgia today would tell young Georgia?
Yeah. Okay. So I did have friendship groups. I moved through a few of them, but later on I kind of found a circle. But the thing was, like, I still really enjoyed hanging out with everyone. Like, I was more just you know what, if you give me time, I'll give you time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like later on in life too, like I've reconnected with some of those girls too. And it's just so like amazing to see them evolve as well and just have friendships that are outside of, the group that you were in. And I think as well, what I would tell my younger self is like you have permission to like take up space. And I know, I'm going to cry. Yeah, you have permission to take up space and like you can be different and that's all right. And you don't have to learn the same. You don't have to feel the same as other people. And they might not relate to you in every way, but the way you are is just fine. Yeah.
And there is nothing wrong with the way that you are.
No. No. And you're just a kid. Like, don't be so
hard on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something that I try and remind like my clients and my younger sister, especially. Like, do you have younger siblings or older siblings?
No, older.
Older. So you're the baby of the family. You're the baby.
Can you tell?
Young child syndrome.
Princess syndrome. No, I have two older brothers, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's full on, but it's good. It doesn't happen any other way.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, so like you said, like my little sister to me is my main purpose in life. Like all I ever want to do is leave a legacy that makes her proud to be my sister. And to remind her that it is okay to take up space and to be loud and to be opinionated and to take control of what you want in life. Like, I wouldn't be who I am today if I wasn't an older sister. And for me, like what you just said, like I try, like before we got into this podcast here, my little sister called, we were on FaceTime together.
Love her.
And yeah, and I think that's why you and I align really well in terms of the types of people that we are, because our energy is the same, our purpose is the same. And I really see that in you, that you've taken on this new phase of your life and you are taking up space unapologetically in the most amazing and authentic way possible. And those who are meant for you and those who will meet you where you are,
absolutely,
will be there.
They will.
And you don't need to fall short of anything less than having that.
No.
At all.
And I think like exactly like you're saying, my partner now, Tobias, he gives me permission even when I feel scared, even when I feel, anxious about it. He's like, look at you, like, you're fucking incredible. Like, go and do the thing. You don't have to be scared. Like, you can do this. And and aligning with him as well. Like he doesn't apologize for who he is. He just shows up and like take it or leave it. But
Yeah.
and he's very diverse in his life as well, things that have happened to him. So he just shows me that the people, like you said, the people that love you will align with you and will support you. And everyone else, like, you don't want to align with them anyway.
That's exactly right.
So who cares?
100%. No.
Yeah. But you've got to find that in yourself. You've got to give yourself that permission to find other people.
Mm.
Like I only found him through, I think, changing that, having that mindset shift.
Yeah. So it's almost like what you put out into the universe in terms of shifting your mindset drew the people in your life to you that were in alignment to you.
Well, I think that's what drew you to me to you, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Because you were so you're just such a unique person, unique personality, unique. You just have your stamp. I can't explain it. I wouldn't say it's a brand, like it's a stamp.
TM, but check out that shit.
It's your universe stamp, and it's unique, and it was different for me because I don't have friends that are like you. They don't have that stamp. You're very unique in who you are, and I was like, you know what, that's fucking sick.
Thank you, Ella.
Yeah. That's why, like you said, you put that out there, and it might come back to you in a way that's like you're not used to.
So surprising. Yeah.
You know, we vibe for it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you. It's an honor. It is an honor.
Oh.
When you asked me, I was like, what do you mean on a podcast? Like on a podcast, how do you boils it?
Yeah. Simple. Like I want, because you are amazing.
Thank you.
You are amazing. And I want to give the opportunity for women from so many different walks of life to come and share their story because it's amazing.
Yeah.
And, so if anyone's interested in your business or what it is that you're going to be doing with your business, where can we find you?
Okay, so you can find me at Georgia Hartwig is my Instagram, and my fitness Instagram is Better Club. It's on my profile, so you can find that there too. And yeah, that's just going to be for women to better themselves, make themselves 1% better every day, show themselves that they're capable, and like find that, I don't want to say like the demon, but it's like get that thing in you, that voice that's telling you that you're meant for more.
Yeah.
And get that, and we can
put it out into the world.
Yeah, we can stretch it and mold it to however you want it to be, and make it something that's, like it's not a fear, it's something that you're acting on and you're changing your life. And I think that once you actually get a hold of that little voice in your head that says you're meant for more, once you take control and you show it like, yeah, I'm going to show up and do that, like your whole life changes.
Fuck yeah.
My whole life has changed by just doing it. So
I agree. Same.
it's one thing that I just want to give to other people.
I love that.
Yeah.
Aww.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, how do we end this?
So if you haven't already, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and tune in for the next fortnight for our next episode, and leave a comment down below if you would like to suggest anybody else to be on the podcast. I'm open to everybody and anybody who would like to have the opportunity to have their story told. And yeah, thank you, my love, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Love you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.